Today we're going to go through a few challenges that Nexla solves for Snowflake users, specifically data and business analysts. For those not familiar with Nexla, here's a quick high-level overview of what we do. Nexla is an all-in-one converged automated data engineering platform that helps organizations rapidly scale data initiatives that are critical for business processes with ready-to-use data products and automation. Many of our customers use Nexla and Snowflake together to streamline business processes, allowing them to achieve the business outcome they're looking for. For data analysts, they're typically sitting in between data engineers and data consumers. They are the ones that work with data consumers, determine what is needed, and work with different cross-functional teams to get the information needed to support the data consumers' use cases. When we speak with data analysts, here are the three common challenges they run into. First is pulling in brand new data sources to support use case requirements. Second is how to productionize the use case end-to-end in the most efficient way. And third is post-production support, like data error issues, like data not refreshing. So let's dig into each one a little bit, and let me show you how Nexla approaches each one and solves that challenge. Challenge 1, pulling in new data sources. This is a common challenge for business analysts because for any brand new data source that they haven't built a connection to, they need the data engineering team to help them establish connection of the data source, build the data pipeline, drop it into Snowflake before they have access to the data. Depending on project priority, business analysts might have to wait weeks to months before they could get their hands on the data, severely impacting their productivity and SLA to data consumers. For most of business analysts we work with, pulling a new data source that has a REST API is the most challenging for them. This is because 1, you have to parse out the data from a JSON format to a usable form, and 2, some tables have a nested array, which is basically tables inside of tables, so you have to flatten the JSON object for most use cases. On the left, you can see a nested JSON object, which has several tables inside of other JSON objects. What you need to do is flatten that so that you can put it into tables in a data warehouse or spreadsheet, for example, like we see on the right. Finally, data validation is also an important step, regardless if it's for data ops, analytics, or data science. With Nexla, our self-serve, no-low-code UI empowers business analysts to overcome these challenges by making it easy for business analysts to self-serve on pulling brand new data sources, transform, validate the data before sending ready-to-use data to Snowflake for the next leg of the project. Let me show you how to connect, transform, and validate data from a brand new data source. We currently have 300 plus connectors and are creating more with every release. If we don't have an out-of-the-box connector, don't worry. Just let your Nexla contact know, and we can leverage our universal connector capability to create bidirectional connectors for your needed data sources in days, not months and years. When we create connectors, we create templates that translate the most frequently used fields and data from the JSON mess to a format that can easily be understood by business analysts. Once you've established the connection, selected the data you want, now you can perform the necessary transformations right in Nexla. There are a couple things I want to go over that solve a lot of challenges for business analysts. Our automation makes it easy for business analysts to build data pipelines within Nexla. For example, we automatically scan the source and destination schema and provide sample data so business analysts can see exactly what they're doing at every step of the way. Another example of automation is that in the transform stream, we auto-suggest the potential transformations based on our scans of the schema on the left. So that makes it super easy for business analysts to flatten a JSON object in this example here. We also offer validation rules in the transform step here so that you can be sure you're getting the right data based on your parameters. Once all the data transformation and validations are done, you can send the data to Snowflake, where you can go ahead and move on to the next leg of the project. As you build a data flow with Nexla, we actually create data products for you. A data product in Nexla's world is called a next set. Next sets are a logical representation of the data. It includes schema information, some sample records, and the data types of those attributes to help people understand what the data represents and can be shared with other Nexla users so that they can continue to enrich, transform, and validate to suit their own use cases. Challenge 2, productionize the use case. Productionizing a use case for business analysts typically means automating key manual steps so that certain thresholds and checks that are being done manually today can be done automatically and scale. That also means reusing data flows when it makes sense so that you can scale and copy data flows very rapidly. For example, you could be delivering insights generated by Snowflake, the data cloud, to multiple consumers in a variety of formats or based on the insights, activating the next step in an internal business process, notifying multiple teams once a threshold has been observed. Oftentimes, these are manual steps that either the business analyst or data consumers will have to do, making it not scalable for the organization. With Nexla, we not only can help you push data into Snowflake, but also be able to take analytics or AI insights generated by Snowflake and push it to any system, hence automating these steps in the business process. For example, we can use Nexla's alert and notification features to set up thresholds. Once the threshold is triggered, Nexla will send a notification to someone via email, text, or Slack to trigger the next step in the Nexla data flows. Also, the data flow can be shared, duplicated, and repurposed for other use cases with similar workflows. Now business analysts are not just delivering data, but actually using data to deliver key business impacts with automation. Challenge 3, post-production support. Once a business analyst productionizes a use case, they will need to provide some level of support. One of the biggest pain points for business analysts is to be reactive to the data consumer, like requesting to review dashboards or reports when the data looks off. Data analysts need to perform the necessary forensics over each step of the process to identify the changes and fix it. This could sometimes take days. With Nexla, our platform automatically monitors and alerts the business analysts changes on every data flow they build. We detect source system data changes, including schema changes, data refresh errors, and quarantine the errors down to the record level to support rapid diagnostics and resolution. Business analysts can now be proactive in notifying downstream consumers directly via email, Slack, and webhooks if there are issues with the analytics and reports, and then resolve those problems quickly. Today we looked at how Nexla solves the 3 most common challenges that business analysts face. Nexla can accelerate on-time project delivery for business analysts by using Nexla's no-code, low-code UI to connect, transform, and monitor all the data flows that they create. They can add automations to streamline both data and manual processes so actions can be taken without delays. That translates to faster, better business outcomes. Finally, our automatic data flow error monitoring features help business analysts stay on track of the Nexla data flows they're responsible for and won't miss a beat when something in the source system changes. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see a tailored demo for your use case or have any other questions, please reach out to us at our website.